Wherever you are in this incredible nation, I hope you're ready to learn a thing or three about where your rights came from, the origin point, the place where they began. Because it turns out, if you're a Democrat in the Senate, or probably a Republican too, you're just not dumb enough to say it, you probably believe that the rights are coming from what you have been granted, the laws that you've passed. The rights of the American people, according to this video that I'm about to show you, come from the government. They come from the Democrats. And if you think that it comes from something bigger and broader, a higher power, if you will, or even a founding document, the other founding documents, a Declaration of Independence or a Bill of Rights, you need to be re-educated. We're going to walk through the entire clip right now. Guys, if you wanted to know where these people get off thinking they can take your rights, it's because they think they invented them. Honest to God. Everything will be linked in the description box below. I cannot wait to hear what you guys think on this one. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, because every time that you do just that, not only do you help us get closer to 600,000 subs on this channel, but you also get to take your finger and poke it right in the eye of the septum-wearing purple hair that's interrupting all the notifications of your freedom and favorite channels like this one, the cutting edge of the Second Amendment fight. So make sure you do just that, and you might just happen to get one of the Democrats I'm about to show you. All right, let's get into this, people. Here it is at Braden on X. This is the place where I have all the cutting stuff that we're going to cover, but let's jump right over to something that sets us up really nicely. Because it turns out that the DNC, the headquarters, was evacuated today after a suspicious package arrived. It turned out to be a copy of the United States Constitution, which none of them had ever seen before, which, of course, is comical. It didn't really happen, but it's an amazing setup for this little clip right here. Now, let me show you the players. Okay, so the players, as you see, are both sitting senators. We're going to dive into this. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you guys get the full effect. Get the vibe of the room. This actually happened in the Senate, I believe, today. Now, the guy on the left is Senator Tim Kaine. If you are not familiar with his accolades and bona fides, Senator Tim Kaine ran as VP to Hillary Clinton. He was going to be the guy who was under Hillary Clinton. Ugh. Yeah, that's this guy. And then the guy on the right, of course, is the ever-suave Ted Cruz. And what Ted Cruz drops right here is nothing but pure gold. But we're going to focus on what Tim Kaine, the Democrat, says here. Because remember, the rights of which we have don't come from a higher power like God. They don't come from a constitution which is inhibiting a government from trampling on the individual's rights. No. They come from the Democrats who pass laws. Yeah. Let's get into that. All right, let's just pop it. There's so much here.
The notion that rights don't come from laws and don't come from the government, but come from the creator, that's what the Iranian government believes.
Okay, let's just, skirt, flag on the play for the football lovers out there. So we're now Iranians. Okay, let's just break that down at a high level. Because I'm pretty sure that we have a constitutional republic, which means that a theocratic leader doesn't have unique, incomplete, and total power to kill whomever he wants, including homosexuals or LGBTQ plus whatever, or Christians or Jews, anybody he wants. Yet there's a slight difference in a complete and total theocracy and a constitutional republic that's founded on Christian ideals. Just a small difference, but don't worry, guys. You're the same as the Iranians. Yeah. Good job, Dems. It's good to know you guys think you actually give us our rights, but you don't. So let's just continue.
So the statement that our rights do not come from our laws or our governments is extremely troubling.
So Senator Kaine said in this hearing that he found it a radical and dangerous notion that you would say our rights came from God and not from government. I just walked into the hearing as he was saying that, and I almost fell out of my chair. Because that radical and dangerous notion, in his words, is literally the founding principle upon which the United States of America was created. And if you do not believe me, and you made reference to this, Mr. Barnes, then you can believe perhaps the most prominent Virginian to ever serve, Thomas Jefferson, who wrote in the Declaration of Independence, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and that they are endowed by their Creator, not by government, not by the Democratic National Committee, but by God,
All right. Sorry, my audio switched over there for a second. I want to highlight that point really quickly. And I said this in my short because I'm not out here to tell you you need to be Christian, you need to be XYZ, you need to be religious or don't. I'm not here to tell you that. That's your choice. That's your decision. However, it points to something really important, right? Because it's about power, and it's about source of power, and it's about rights, and it's about source of rights. And here's what I mean. The founders put the origin of our rights at a higher power than government, because that means that the government could not take it away because the government did not create it. If a higher power creates something, that is not up to a lower power to take it over. Think SCOTUS, federal courts, think district courts, circuit courts, things like that. So what Tim Kaine on the left is saying, really, is I am aghast. I am unbelievably dismayed because you would think that your rights don't come from the laws that we pass. Well, let's just extrapolate that out a little bit. It's no wonder that they think that they can take our gun rights at any point in time, whenever they want, as a sitting United States senator, because they genuinely think our rights originate from laws that they pass. They don't originate from laws that they passed. That's why it's ordained on a higher power. The ideals are locked into our founding documents. A higher power, not Tim Kaine from Virginia or Ted Cruz from Texas. The idea is quite simple. You cannot take what is not yours. You did not create it, therefore you cannot take it. These people will try to take every single right you have, and you can insert scenario wherever you want. You can take gun rights, they can want to take those. Take freedom of speech rights, take those. Bodily autonomy with the whole Fauci ouchie, they want to take those. They want to seize every single bit of power, and the reason that they are antagonistic to a higher power is because it undermines their own power. That makes a whole lot of sense when you look into all the things that we're talking about on why you can and can't take our gun rights away, or freedom of speech, or any kind of right. Because they simply don't care, because they think that they invented it. This is more of a window into the soul of the DNC than it is to anybody else. And I would even argue politicians in general. I can be fair. The point of our system is a representative government because they get in there and they are temporary employees. They are not permanent. They are there to be a body to fill our representation, and that body can be interplaced like interchangeable parts. They are not there to be rulers on high and basically create the origin point of our rights. It's painful that they even think that this is a scenario. And honestly, what's even more painful is that the constituents in Virginia will keep on voting for this guy. This is insanity. But that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Of course, I want to see you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. Later.